nothing. Whoops. No Ford Aster. Okay, yeah, hold on to that for me. Okay, let's see here. Okay. That looks like a ground. Okay, so see, we're getting juice there. Okay. And we're getting juice over here. All right, well, put this guy here. This may or may not work, but kind of winging it here. Oh, you know what? I didn't think of. No, that wouldn't have juice. Okay, so then see something here. Oh, that's what I was afraid of.
It's crazy how it's only one-sided.
So this is getting juice here. Okay, so jumping it ain't gonna do dick because this has juice, so it tells me the door panel has to come out. All right, well. Yeah, it's a hex screw. Oh, and then that answers that. Over there, that wire that we have on the Reckless over
Yes.
there. It needs
Alrighty,
to
sir.
go in there.
One steering pad installed.
Okay. Oh, this. Okay, is that Phillips?
Is it a Phillips or is it a?
I think it's a hex, or it's a bigger Phillips.
It's a bigger Phillips. Nope, it's a 3/8.
3/8. Okay. Super long screw there. Theory, this one.
Theory.
One original black door panel. This is like worth gold right here.
Oh man.
How nice that is, huh?
Yeah.
OEM, and too bad they ruined it. Look at this.
Yeah.
Ah, breaks my heart. This was nice OEM finish here.
Yeah.
Well, this you can replace, I think. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. You can replace. Yeah.
You can replace this dealio in there. Yeah. Thank God for that. I would throw this right in that green can over there. That's what I would do. You know what? Let's just do this right and clip these wires so that there's no. Oh,
Hey everybody, this is Saul Castaneda with Mcscgreenwheels, and as you can tell, I'm melting. Anyways, we're here today, man. We're gonna be installing the window motor lift to our Foxbody right over there, our 1993 notchback that we call the machine. Now we initially we were out here messing around with it, and it just didn't want to go up no more. So we decided to take it apart, go through it, get the motor. But along with that, we also noticed some some faulty stuff done. The worst thing about owning your Foxbody, as somebody put it, is that somebody else built it and you don't know what problems they have. So what they did, for starters, they shoved a bigger speaker in there, which by the looks of it, looks like the window was touching it. Well, that's a big no-no, because then you may end up breaking it, or like what happened here, the thing broke. The second thing they did, they also just cut through all this to get the speaker to fit, which is the original crate, and you can see like they just screwed around there. Again, I don't want to see that. We're not going to see that. So we're going to go ahead and do it right. So within doing the window motor lift, and we find all our little, idiosyncrasies that somebody else has damaged, we're going to go ahead and put the new foaming on the back of the door panel, which is right back here. We're going to rip all this stuff off. As you can tell, somebody already tried to fix this up, or maybe it's dealer like that, but we're going to take this off because I'm pretty sure nobody's using gray tape anymore. But it looks like somebody did try to just keep it on there as best as possible. We got the new push-in pins, so we're going to go ahead and replace them, and then just keep some of these that still look pretty good. You don't ever know what you may need them for. We got the replacement speaker. It's not the greatest, but it's going to fit, and we want to make sure that it's not hitting our windshield, our window. So as you can tell, it's definitely a lot thinner. We want it to clear. We don't want to be hitting our window right back there as it goes down. Another thing we're going to be replacing is the plastic that covers the window side. So it's the weather strip. It's like the weather stripping of the window of the door, so nothing gets through this. We're going to be using our buttoning tape as well too, so we'll be able to remove it and reinstall it without what the mess happens. As usually you all know, that has the tape on there, and then you rip it off, and it's just loose ripped plastic underneath the door panel. So we're going to try and keep it as clean and professional and as good looking as possibly can, as you guys know, as what we always do on this channel. And a couple other things that we saw. Yeah, that's broken, and it's bowed. So thank you to LMR. We picked up all our equipment. We got our new speaker crates here. We're going to be doing both doors, but today you'll see me do the driver's side door. And along with that, we're going to be changing up the cushions to the armrest. Yeah, now most of the time people say, well, that looks pretty good, but if you touch it, it gets real soft in here, and then it just starts to, excuse me man, I'm melting all over the place. It just starts to get real cushy in here, and then before you know it, you have a divot. So we're going to go ahead and just replace them while we have everything out here. So for starters, we're going to go ahead and remove that window motor, install the new one, get it working, and then do the rest. We get the kit. We picked up this window motor regulator from AutoZone, or just the window motor, and obviously it's an updated version, which they give you all the bells and whistles for as far as the connectors go. As far as which ones you need to use. This is a lot, but I guess it's gonna have to work. So here's our new connector, which will be going into the power right here, like so. Come on guy, get in there. There you go. He'll go in there, replacing this kind of guy, but at the same time we're gonna end up using one of these two connectors, I assume, depending on which one they want us to use, or it looks like it's both the same thing. We're going to stick with black and red all the way through. Alright, so that's what we'll do. So that guy, as you can tell, it's got a new connector up here, so that's why they give you these new upgrades, I guess I would say. So we're just going to go ahead and use them. Push this guy in there and get him ready. Let's get this old one off first. Now we won't be using these screws anymore because they got new screws anyways. Alright. And out she comes. This is what I was telling you. This is original because it doesn't have a connector. It goes directly right into the engine. Oh, it's original because that's Ford. And guess what? Not made in China. Alright, so this is our new one. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of grease in here. So let me go get that. we have a fun-packed day today of just Mustang and Mustang work, because as you guys know, I'm running the time. It's been a long time with me building these cars. It's been a really heartfelt struggle, especially the fact that, you know, there's a lot of people out there with information that want to hoard it for themselves. Selfish. But I'm gonna get one screw in there for right now, just to start it off, kind of give me a position to holding it there. I don't want him to fall. So the original screws had a really fine thread to them because
You got one screw in here too. I don't know if you.
yeah, we don't need it. So we're not going to be using these anymore because these actually have a threading inside of them because it's a metal casing out the outside. We have a plastic housing on this now, so they send you these kind of screws. So that's what we're going to use. There we go, we're on. Alright. So we don't need this guy no more. Now what you guys saw, I don't know if you guys caught it, like I had to move the window just a little bit, just so I can make the gear move and have the window motor settle in real nice like. So it will stay in there. It has a pivot point right here on towards the middle, a little you know, dial that it sits in there, and then it just kind of gives you the option to move back and forth. You play around with the gear and it goes into place, and then you bolt down your bolts. Now we're gonna go ahead and just connect it, because as I noticed, like this connector is already set up. We don't need to have the extra length connectors like we'd have here. So we're just gonna save these for a rainy day. Maybe something else we may need. Who knows? We'll do that. But as of right now, we should be okay. And there it is. Now we're gonna go ahead and see if we got power. Perfect. Perfect. Would you look at that? Now we're gonna go ahead and put some lube on these guys right here, because this is where it moves up and down. I'm gonna put a little more lube right here on the gear, so it moves freely. And here in the spring, I get a little bit of bounce back, as you guys can see on the way down and on the way up. So we're just gonna go ahead. This shaft right here just needs a little bit of WD or some kind of lithium grease on there. In here, you need some lithium grease in there just to make sure that little that nylon guide in there slides real smoothly on that track. So that's what we're gonna do right now. But as you guys can tell, it works perfectly. Doesn't need a whole bunch, because it's just regular little grease, nothing too fancy here. Just something to make sure that the inside the track motor right here has got like 2 nylon square bushings that kind of guide it on this pole itself. Now the pole is held by that screw and one underneath the door. As you saw, if you guys go through our video, you could see we clean all this up for our car, Staff Sergeant Reckless. These are all cleaned up. We put lube on them. We cleaned all the motors and everything, and that's already installed. So we already put all that back together except for the door panels. Be liberal with the grease, at least here, because these gears are kind of important. Once they get pretty mauled up, you're gonna have to replace this whole thing here. And as you can tell, these are all rivets, and they're a pain in the ass to get out. So just put a little bit of grease. It'll save you a whole bunch of time. Yeah, roll it down a little bit, or roll it up, should I say. Get a little bit more grease in here. Now, to finish this guy off, alright. Now let's see how she does. Very minimal bounce and smooth action going up. Now I'm going to put some on this track right here. Some in here. Now, as you see, this is what I'm telling you. These little plastic grommets right here, they're nylon or plastic. You know, you see how they're already removing the grease from here. So we want to keep these lubed up, because this is what kind of starts to make the window stutter as it goes up and down. And you can tell that it's been using it, so it's good. Now we're in pretty much all looped up. Bam. Perfect. Let's move on to the door panel. If I had to guess, and whoever had this prior to us, this used to be the speaker wire right here, and they clipped it off. And one of the other things they did, they ran a new speaker wire right in here, and they just kind of like poked it through the weather stripping up here, the rubber, and it's kind of like going right through here. It's not even, here you go, right here. It's coming right out through here because they didn't do it the right way. One of the things here at MCSC that we don't like is things not being done the right way. So we're gonna have to figure that out, where this comes from, because obviously it goes to the radio. So they may have eliminated the one that actually is right here. I'm guessing because they didn't have the connector in the back or something. I'm not really sure why they did it. But we're gonna go ahead and investigate and see how we can fix this problem, because the last thing I need is for water to come through the back side of here, come in through the gasket, and then go into the door. Now we all know we have weep holes down here and everything, and they tend to get plugged. This is the worst thing that you can do, because what happens next? That's right, Rust City, baby. So let's figure this out. I don't like this at all. Always be wary about opening a car, because somebody else probably didn't know what they were doing. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go ahead and take off this tape. Got my heat gun, gonna loosen up the glue, clean it off with some mineral spirits, get this excess sticky stuff off of there, fix this up, fix the speaker up, install this, and get our door panel up and close this up. But I hit it, and then you just let it cool down. And it makes it a little easier to rip off, and it also is taking the glue with it, so it'll be very minimal cleanup, where we can just clean up these points right here, and then we bring in our new stuff in there, new tape. I don't know, man. Heater core in half an hour? That's a bit. It's gotta be lying. I don't know, YouTube, you tell me. Can anyone out there do a heater core about a half an hour? If so, show me. And we no longer have to worry about our window regulator. Let's go ahead and lay out these things that we're gonna need. So this padding right here, it goes, it's a sound deadening for the door panel. So you guys can see, it's got all the pre-cut cutouts on it, and we have two of them, one for each door. So that guy will go back here. And it looks like somebody had already removed it, because as you can tell, there's tape on there. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna permanently remove it and get ours put in place. There's little tacks, it's got little baby little tiny little tacks that it tacks on there. And we're not gonna put that on there. We're actually gonna use an adhesive that we bought. So put it on there, it stays on there. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna remove this, just wipe it down. I don't need any adhesive, because as you guys know, this is kind of like a cardboard. You don't want it to get bubbled up and then lose it later or something. So we'll do that. This is trash. Go ahead and lay this guy out. This is what we want it to look like. But before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and cut these guys off, which is the old speaker crate, and get our put on there, get the new one put on there, because we got 4 of them. So we're gonna go ahead and repair this right now, and then we'll install this guy. Then we'll put our new pins. We'll go back over there and install our weather strip into the door, which is right here, and that's gonna take the button tape right here. We're gonna install our speaker to make it sound pretty, but let's first replace that speaker crate. It's just plastic. If you push it in far enough, there we go. And what they do, they melt them down. They just make the little trumpets at the end so it doesn't get pushed through. The new ones have little clip pins, or these little circular catches. All right, here we go. There it is. One speaker crate off. Come on. Get out. There we go. And that's off. Guys, don't do this. It's not classy looking. It looks like trash. But if you do this, LMR has replacements for you. Like so. Yeah, oops, it's me melting. Excuse me. So there we go. Now we got these back in here. Right hand side. And our catch clips. So we'll go ahead and install this. Still one more, right? There we go. Nice hot day in Chicago. Guys, I hope you enjoy this because I'm doing this so we can have enough light. But I'm cooking. There we go. There we go. And the last one. These guys with the other one, I don't want to lose these. Adhesive.
That's from LMR too.
From LMR2, or you can buy it from your local AutoZone, Pep Boys, O'Reilly's, whatever store you decide, whatever floats your boat, doesn't matter. Just shake it up. We're gonna put a nice little border on it. I'm gonna lay this out one more time just to kind of give me an idea. I should probably get a pen, just so I can kind of follow a No, I'm just kind of going over it. You can see it. I'm just kind of giving myself like a reference line. I don't want to be spraying all over the place. So, that done. All right, let's begin. You guys can control. This thing will shoot like this or like this, and you control it with that. You can move the inside of this guy to make sure that it goes up and down or horizontally, vertically or horizontally. So I'm gonna leave it as that. It's gonna be laid out horizontally. Roll it out a little bit. There we go. Now I'm gonna press it down. Hey, bud. Employee of the month is out here. And there we have it. Oops. And now we're gonna let this dry up while I go work on the speaker. So I'm gonna flip it around and actually bring it inside. I don't want to sit outside in the sun. I don't want to destroy it. The problem with it, they went on the inside and the boot collapsed inward. And what happens when it rains, you know, you get water and it goes right inside the boot. The whole purpose of this is to keep water out. It doesn't serve us any good if it's sucked inside on the inside fender part right here on this pillar and on inside the door, because now water's coming down, it's going inside my pillar, which is right here, and inside my door, which is right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get myself a little coat hanger, fish it out through here, and then fish this guy through the inside, which is our speaker wire, and then reconnect it. And then reinstall the boots, reinstall our speaker, and continue with this. A hook. This is just a little very flimsy little coat hanger. Just put a little hook at the end of it, like that. I'm gonna try and fish it through so I can get this guy in the proper way. I know it's excessive, I get it, but I mean, I don't like it the way it sits already, so I might as well do something about it. Now, tuck him back inside under here. And I hope we have enough, which go right through here. And I don't want it to get slipped or you know, stripped on there, because now we'll have metal on metal with a live wire and make short out our radio, and voila, here we go.
So this is what happened when someone asked me there.
This is what you should be doing. Somebody else ran on the outside, and now we're doing it the correct way. So now I'm going to go ahead and reinstall my boots and make sure no water gets back in here. And there's a groove here, as you guys can see. That's where the door goes. A little bit of patience, just some careful pushing and some pulling. We'll get it right, there you go, perfect. That's what it should look like. Now we'll do the same to the inside part right here, which this one will be a little bit more difficult. I had to pull it out completely to make sure I could squeeze it in there nice and gently, because again, it has a little lip, and that's how it should sit, with this lip on the outside, caught on the inside, and this is perfectly done. Let's install our speaker and keep moving. Just make another one. I need 2 tabs anyways. So what I usually do, they're pretty long, so I just kind of like measure them up, put them evenly, and then bring them as close as possible. Kind of give myself an imaginary line. Whoopa. And snip. Negative is the silver color, and positive is the red color. Well, red colored wire, should I say. Twist it up. Now, let's get our buddy speaker here. On here, black and white is positive, solid black is negative. Black and white to our red color wire. Ready? Now we will eventually come back in here and maybe redo these, because you know, we're going to be working on this car, and we're going to like probably give it some better sound, audio and stuff and whatnot. We're going to tune around with it and tool around with it a little bit, and just to make it nice, a lot nicer for us and to our quality of what we want in a car. So it'll be all right for now. So I just don't want it to be scraping my window or damaging the speaker, which is exactly what we're going to get. And then what I'll do, I'll pull it from in here just to get it up a little higher and out of the window, out of harm's way from the window, clipping it, catching it, moving it, destroying it, doing anything that I don't want it to do. That's 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and tape these guys up, because I don't know if they have power still, or whoever did the connections to the radio didn't do it right. But when I get into the radio, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I reuse these again, unless they're damaged or burnt or something. But for right now, I'm going to tape them up, because I don't want anything down here to cause a short. So we got the new armrest over from LMR. Now, remember guys, there's a difference when you have a automatic window and a hand crank window. I'm gonna go ahead and just swap it out. Very simple, 4 screws in the bottom. The panel itself has 4 openings right there too as well. We'll pop it out right now and I'll show you. Here's what I mean. See how it's broken right here. See? So we're gonna go ahead and replace that. This is the passenger side. Driver's side. Again, we picked these up from LMR. I want to say they were about 80 bucks a piece.
Can't remember.
But I can't remember at the moment. Yeah, we can't remember. But here you go. So it's a solid piece. It's not broken. That's what happens. Let's go ahead and change this out. This is pretty fun. Just fine with me. There we go. Now remember guys, you don't have to press down and torque these all crazy like, because at the end of the day you don't want to destroy the panel, man. You know, you don't want to break something, then you're gonna have to be sitting here with some JB Weld or some crap, and that's just gonna look like crap anyways. So just, you know, put them in nice and easy, you know, get them down there till they're just bolted down right, and that's it. Leave it alone. You know, I just right there. Back in the back here, lines up. Let me see. Now I'll wipe it down right before I install it, and we're moving along just quietly. We're gonna go ahead and put our buttling tape on there and get our weather stripping back put on there. Let's go ahead and do that, guys. This stuff is really sticky, man, so just be careful when you open it. So I'm gonna follow the old stick lines like right here, across here, up in here, this piece, and then across. So I'm not gonna go crazy with it, but I think it's just enough that we got for both doors, I would say. So let's start it off. The reason of using this stuff right here is due to the fact that you are able to remove the weather plastic here, and you'll be able to reinstall it without having to go through some damaging the plastic, and then not only that, being able to get it stuck back on here, because this is, you know, you really do need this. Water does come in here. The windows don't necessarily keep all the water out, so you really have to make sure you get this stuff in here, because if not, it ruins everything in your car. It'll ruin let me go right underneath it. Right here. Your electronics and whatnot and stuff, you don't want any of that. You want to make sure that everything down inside this door is nice and dry. The other thing is, most door panels are cardboard, so you know that's going to be a problem when you go to try to salvage that, because that cardboard is just going to completely fall apart on you. Yeah, we've seen a couple of that, man. I see it a lot. As you can tell, like people duct tape or something else. You know, it's crazy what they use on this thing. But a lot of people don't know that this stuff exists, or it's out there, or blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? So they just do whatever they find fit at the time.
Research.
But yes, research is the key. And there we go. That's enough. I'm gonna start off with this hole right here. And I already got that on wrong. Let's get it off real quick. And this is what they mean by that. See how you could remove it and then reinstall it. There we go. Just like that. Alright. Compared to the factory one, this is very, very thick. I like it. It's very, very sturdy. I like that about it. This goes over here. This guy will go in here because we don't need him just yet. There we go. Stretch him out a little bit. So where these holes are at, I'm gonna have to go ahead and make the holes again because that's where the door kind of pushes into. I would like around back here, but I don't have to worry about those. All right. There we go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just flip this back like that, and I'll leave it there. I don't want to take it off. I'll put a little piece of tape here just to hold it in place, and then this guy, I'll flip it over like that. There we go. There it is. One weather strip plastic installed. Now let's get the door on. Some new push-in pins. Some of these are still pretty good. I'll keep them. But since we have the new ones, let's use them. Again, product of LMR. We all know that you pull these guys out and they get all broken up. And now to make sure. There we go. Now, I'm gonna have to open this up a little bit because you can tell the screw's there. And I'll open this up a little bit just for the two holes. So, here's my knife. So the little piece was still stuck in there. So that's what happened there. So we're gonna go ahead and remove that and install a new one. Alrighty. Now, perfect. Gotta make sure we get it all the way in. There we go.
All right.
Again, this is just plastic, guys. Don't go crazy. Yeah. There we go.
How much tightening do you have to give to that?
Well, I wouldn't tighten it so much. It's a relatively it's onto the plastic here. I mean, it's onto the cardboard of the actual door, or like the board that is used for the door. It's right on there. So I just get it down nice and snug. Bam, that's it. That's all you needed to do. So you can tell the screw's right there. Doesn't hit anything, but it's a pretty long screw. So yeah, that's pretty much it there. I'm gonna go to the one right back here. There it is. Perfect. On the outside. So just be careful, guys. Can't stress that enough.
Old plastics.
Yeah, this plastic's pretty old, so. There it is. Actually, goes like that. Alright. Just snug it up. Perfect. Put the two guys down. There we go.
So you gotta fix another man's this craziness.
Yep. So we're gonna try and do that. Fix another man's craziness. There we go. There we go. It's in. Go. And that's it. One more screw.
There you go. All right.
All right. See if it closes. That's it. Well, everybody, as you just saw me put it on here, door, window motor, speaker, molding, weather stripping, cushion, and all the other little things were broken. Finally done. Now it looks clean. It doesn't have that big lump it does on the other side for that speaker sticking out like they did because they had to break through the grill. And we got a nice clean looking door panel again. You know, it took us close to about 2 hours, almost 3, but you won't see that. I want to thank everybody on YouTube, Instagram, and our Facebook page. Guys, go on Facebook page on Mcsgreenwheels Facebook. You will find yourself a Foxbody if you're out there looking for one. We post them up there from 5,000 to 10,000. Remember, these are not our cars. We just get them in and we push them out there for everyone that wants them, wants to buy one, or is looking for one. We're just trying to help everybody in this community move along, trying to be the best people in this community as we can. So, many thanks to everybody there.